Man.
The brand new Lions. We're ready for the moment.
Yeah.
Watching them come out.
Boom.
J-Mo shot out of a gun.
Unreal.
Minute 42 seconds into the game, already 7-0 for the Detroit Lions. I went to put Mackenzie down to sleep. I went to put the baby down to bed. Came back up, minute 42 in, already 7-0. Holy hell. What did I miss? Oh, 3 plays.
Yeah.
I missed 3 plays, one of them being one of the most explosive end arounds I've seen in some time, with some missed tackle and some lack of discipline from the Niners defense, getting got pretty much. A great play design by Ben Johnson, where they actually have guard pull away from where J-Mo ends up at. Bosa crashes. Boom. Now all of a sudden we have an edge, and J-Mo is electrifying. Then you get all the way to halftime 24-7. I mean, it's like the Detroit Lions are headed to the Super Bowl.
Here we go.
I texted Evan Fox. Holy shit.
Yeah.
The brand new Lions are going to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Think about Foxy.
Oh.
All week at Super Bowl.
Oh, my God.
The amount of Detroit Lions that are coming through the Radio Row where we'll be out there in Vegas.
we love you.
The people that are joining the show that maybe have watched the show that we don't know watch the show, which I learned a lot of people watch our show this past weekend, which hey, thank you. Just like I told you in real life, you should not be watching this show. But people come in, the amount of so happy for you, Foxy, from people that we couldn't even expect right now to come in there and do it. That was all on deck.
Oh, yeah.
I saw all that happen at halftime. 24/7 while Journey's performing, out in Santa Clara.
Yep.
I'm seeing, oh my God, Foxy's about to have the greatest Super Bowl of all time. Buddy.
Man.
Why'd we all forget that this is what Brock Purdy does?
Yeah.
In the biggest moment, whenever he is doubted or whenever there is no chance or no possibility of something happening, this is when Brock Purdy shows up. This is the trait that Brock Purdy has that all these people that want to bury him for being a game manager just seem to leave out of the convo. He has it. What is it? How do you describe it? Well, whenever something is important, this dude's going to show up. That is what Brock Purdy has done literally since he was dropped into the NFL week 8, week 9, whatever it was last season, as the last pick in the draft. Down 24-7. You're out of it. Okay, let me thread a needle to Debo 20 yards down the field. Let me lead a comeback. Let me start running. 51 yards rushing in the second half. Would end up at 48 because he took a knee with 1 second left, 3 yards back. Don't know why he did that. Almost had a scrum for the boys. But Brock Purdy is always showing up whenever he has to, and that is a thing that not everybody has. That is something that normally as soon as we find out somebody's got it, it's like, all right, well, here's one.
Gonna go.
Everybody that's ever been talked about in that upper tier of athleticism in every single sport, now that was on purpose. Throws it off a guy's face.
Smart.
30, 45 yards down the field.
Well, that was momentum. That was right after the 4th down. They didn't.
Brandon Ayuk is a beast.
Yeah, he is.
Dog.
Absolute dog. And we'll talk about the momentum deniers having a rough night last night. I don't know what they're even digging deep into to explain what happened after going for it on 4th down, 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 all those types of things. And then the game swinging the complete opposite direction. And then immediately after, Nick Bosa is asked, hey, was there a moment in the game when you think it all changed? When they went for it on that 4th. Really felt good for us. Going the other way was Bosa's exact answer. But then the Niners do what the Niners have done, and they just put it away.
Yep.
Now, some suspect decisions were made by Dan Campbell, the head coach of the Detroit Lions. And Brock Purdy's a dog. He looked fast, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Real
he's
fast.
moving.
Well, sneaky athlete.
He is sneaky athletic.
He's a sneaky athlete, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Sneaky
Hard to tell.
speed.
Yep.
Just like this guy right here, Christian McAfee. Sneaky athlete.
Very sneaky.
Sneaky speed.
There's something about it.
First one in, last one out. Lunch pail guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Coach's son, actually. You know, that whole, those guys, they have it. The Dan Campbell decision's late. Now, I saw a lot of people that aren't Detroit Lions fans calling him a big dumb dipshit.
Sure.
This doofus that said he was going to gnaw on kneecaps in his opening press conference in the biggest moment proved exactly what we all said about this guy. This meathead ain't going to be able to do it. I would like to say that particular meathead lived by the sword and died by the same sword.
Amen.
He built a culture on consistency. He said, this is who we're going to be. We are going to be the group that are going to go a little bit harder, a little bit longer.
Right.
We're going to think a little bit deeper. And he remained true to who he had been all season in the biggest moments. The only one that made no sense, well, two. The only two that made no sense to me at all. Down 3, 4th quarter, chip shot field goal range. We tie the game.
Yes.
Just
for sure.
In my head, we tie the game there. So I think at the end of the game then, down 10 when he's driving down there, you're going to have to kick an onside kick regardless.
No matter what.
Once you get into field goal range, you make that a 7-point game all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two things that I personally disagree with. Everything else is just like, that's Dan Campbell football. Like right here, I mean, we should kick on first and goal even. Like whenever, just get 3 points on the board, make that into a 1-touchdown.
He's got to get into
game there.
That tight end.
The run.
He got to get in there.
Yeah, the tight end that's never caught a football.
Got to get in.
All season, running out of bounds, being an athlete. But also that's probably why he hasn't caught a football
Could be.
potentially all season. He is in the NFL, great play. But it's like, aside from those two, where I'm completely confused by, everything else was just Dan Campbell playing Dan Campbell football.
Yep. I'm sorry, Foxy, but the Lions' disastrous third quarter. That was just absolutely tragic. And I don't want to just say, hey,
hold on real
tragic
quick.
for the Lions.
8 quarters, okay? A lot of things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Deep ball off a guy's face, boom, catch. Brandon Ayuk, good for number 2 on SportsCenter top 10 plays.
Momentum is real. Momentum is real. I think that third quarter will show you that.
Well, the momentum deniers are certainly going to have to battle through a lot of people looking at them and saying, did you watch?
You see that?
Did you? How did, what do you think?
Damn.
You don't think good vibes, confidence, energy, feeling as if everything's going to go right for an entire group of people and it obviously being on display for an entire quarter isn't real? What are we
talking about
What are we
here?
even talking about?
Those people didn't play sports. No chance those people played sports.
I'm thinking they've never felt what it's like to get into a groove
Bingo.
or into like a zone or like when you're.
Well, they've never been on the other side of it, though. They've never been on the other side when another team all of a sudden has momentum and you're thinking, okay, we got to make a play to stop this somehow, and it just continues to snowball, and that's what we saw.
Let alone just organized sports and football and everything, like pick up basketball.
Yeah.
There can be some slob white that you choose to guard.
Sure.
And then somehow, maybe 4 points in, 5 points in, he gets the ball, he throws it, it goes in. All of a sudden, it's like, okay. He gets the ball again, it goes in. It's like, what the hell is
And the
this?
whole gym's screaming right now. They're going nuts for that guy.
Yeah, and they call it a heat check. Like this is something that actually exists in the world of sport. That's just momentum. That is basically what momentum is. And the Detroit Lions lost it all whenever they decided to live by the sword and then inevitably die by the sword on a 4th down failure, then a fumble, then a face mask catch, then just everything one after another. Vibes turned completely. But even with all that happening in one quarter, 24-24 going into the 4th. Dream come true for the NFL, I assume. Everybody's talking about them wanting Taylor Swift. You know what they really wanted? Was the primetime game on Championship Sunday going into the 4th quarter, tied. That is exactly what they wanted, and they got it. 24-24 going in there. I think a lot of us thought the brand new Lions were built for this. This is what the brand new Lions have shown all year long. They've shown that they've been able to be resilient. They've shown that they've been able to make mistakes. They've shown that they've been able to bounce back time and time again. Not only because they non-kneecaps and they're tough, but in their soul, they all have bought into the culture that MCDC has been pitching for at least the last 2 years. What we all forgot, though, is the Niners have been pitching the same exact culture, like the same exact thing for basically 4 or 5 years now. Brock Purdy only in his second year, he picked up where Jimmy Garoppolo and the boys kind of left off and has kind of carried the tradition. But Fred Warner, George Kittle, Juszczyk, all these guys, the culture that is in San Francisco and has been in San Francisco is a tough, resilient, talented dog mentality group, which I think is exactly what the Detroit Lions have instilled in them. I think we all just give kind of the grittiness to Detroit because the city of Detroit, certainly much more gritty. Well, it depends on how you describe the word grit, I guess, than San Francisco. But this Niners team, dogs across the board, the entire locker room at every level. And they showed that last night, not only physically, mentally being down 17. First time in conference championship history that a team has lost after having a 17-point lead. And that guy right there put the team on his back.